You won't believe what this place looks like at night. The bird's nest, unreal. The water cube, insane. But is it actually worth visiting? I'm here to test it out. Let's go. Welcome to the Alex Travels Far podcast, where I take you around the world one adventure at a time. I'm Alex. I'm a traveler on a mission to explore the best destinations, uncover hidden gems, and dive deep into local cultures. We're going beyond the guidebooks and into the real heart of travel. So sit back, relax, and let's travel far together. Arriving at Beijing Olympic Park, I just got dropped off by my taxi. So I'm starting with the Beijing National Aquatic Center, better known as the Water Cube. I planned it this way because I arrived just before sunset and I wanted to explore the Water Cube first before heading to the Bird's Nest, which is the massive stadium just behind it. Some say Beijing Olympic Park is the ultimate night spot. Others say it's just cool for photos. I'm here to find out. Will it be a nighttime masterpiece or just overhyped lights? Let's go. Mapping it out, where exactly is Olympic Park? Let's zoom out and take a look at where Beijing Olympic Park is located in relation to major landmarks in the city. From Tiananmen Square, about 30 minutes by car. From Beijing Capital Airport, roughly 25 minutes by car. From Wafudong Shopping District, around 25 minutes by car. From the Forbidden City, about 30 minutes by car. From Beijing's nightlife hub, around 20 minutes by car. This area is well connected by the Beijing metro system. The Olympic Green Station gets you right to the entrance of the park. For tourists, it's an easy day trip from anywhere in the city. And if you're a night owl, this place comes alive in the evening with stunning lights and relaxed atmosphere. I had no idea there was a show starting in just a few minutes. Talk about perfect timing. Honestly, I was just excited to get out of the cold. Places like this always have these plastic curtain doors and it just keeps the warm air inside, which I absolutely love. Now, time for the fun part, scanning the entry barcode. I don't know why, but I always struggle with these simple things. Of course, I needed help, classic me. Security check, camera off. That's my rule whenever there's a scanner involved. The first thing that hits me, the sheer size of this place. It's absolutely massive, and there's no clear direction on where to go. Just an open, free roam stadium with no real signs pointing the way. I know a show's about to start, but before finding my seat, I'm just absorbing the experience, taking in this iconic Olympic venue. Surprisingly, there aren't that many people here. Compared to other tourist hotspots in Beijing, this place feels almost empty. It's a hidden gem, at least for now. Oh, a gift shop, but no time for that. Priorities finding the entrance to this pool area is more of a challenge than expected. I see a couple doors marked entrance, but I expected one big obvious one. Nope, I stand around awkwardly waiting for someone who looks like they know what they're doing, and then I follow them in. The show begins and I realize it's not live performers, but rather a cinematic Olympic-style production projected onto the water cube. Think opening ceremony vibes, grand music, sweeping visuals, and a lot of patriotic inspiration. The whole stadium dims and suddenly the water lights up with dazzling projections. It's mesmerizing, but part of me wonders, would this be better with live performers? Probably. Still, it's a cool experience. The video is entirely in Chinese, so I don't understand much, but I get the vibe. It's about history, sportsmanship, and Olympic pride. It's short, but effective. Now the show is over and it's time to soak in the beauty of the water cube. I sit there for a moment, picturing what it must have been like during the actual Olympics. So much history, so much energy. Dreams made, dreams shattered. It's surreal. As the show ends, everyone is funneled back into the main section. Suddenly, there are way more people around. Also, travel tip, when you're in a big city, never pass up a chance to use a nice bathroom. Street bathrooms in China, not always the best. But the ones inside the water cube, modern, clean, a total win. I'm still inside the water cube and I stumbled upon the curling exhibit. They have a real curling rock you can lift to see how heavy it is. And let me tell you, it's heavy. Like, I have new respect for curlers heavy. They also have a display of Olympic curling equipment, which is cool to see close up. Of course, I have to take a selfie with the curling rock, because why not? Now I find myself in a different pool area, not the Olympic pool, but a crowded public swimming area. It looks completely different. Packed lanes, people swimming shoulder to shoulder. This is everyday China. One challenge, finding the exit. This place is so big that if you pick the wrong door, you might end up walking around the entire building. Time to head to the bird's nest. I step outside and wham, that cold hits you like a big truck. The sun is going down and the temperature is dropping fast. I see people walking by with long, insulated coats. Smart. Meanwhile, I'm over here questioning all my life choices. I cross the massive Olympic Square, realizing just how huge this whole area is. The bird's nest looks close, but nope, it's still a few hundred yards away. Also, fun fact, when it's this cold, your butt gets cold too. Someone reminded me to buy a longer coat. Some say this is the greatest stadium on earth. Others call it China's best night view. But let's be real. Is it legendary or just another overhyped Instagram backdrop? I'm here to put it to the test. Let's find out. I passed by a famous observation tower, but today's not the day I go exploring. As I reach the bird's nest, I see food vendors all using loudspeakers to get your attention. Non-stop announcements in Chinese, urging people to buy something. It's actually hilarious because I've never seen anything like this before. Also, kind of annoying. I take a moment to kind of enjoy the sunset, watching as the bird's nest and water cube slowly start to glow in the dark. It's breathtaking. Now I just need to find the right entrance. Should be easy, right? Nope. I spot a few people heading inside, so I follow them. Then I see security and realize it's time to turn the camera off again. Made it inside, but there's a problem. Turns out my ticket for the water cube does not include the bird's nest. Rookie mistake. Finally, I step inside the bird's nest and wow, this place is enormous. Looks like they're preparing for a winter festival. There are snowmaking machines already running. But even without events, this place feels legendary. Standing here, it's impossible not to think back to the 2008 Olympics or the 2022 Olympics. These opening ceremonies, the closing ceremonies, the gold medals, the heartbreak, the history. And now I get to see it all lit up at night. Inside the stadium. As I explore inside, I find several showcases dedicated to Chinese diplomacy and culture. This stadium has not just hosted sporting events, but high-level meetings and national events. One thing that really hits me, the massive Chinese flag. Being an American standing in front of it inside the National Stadium of China really puts into perspective how far I am from home. Of course, I have to check out the mini gift store. I always browse for keychains and quirky souvenirs, but nothing catches my eye this time. Still, it's cool to see the bird's nest branding and all sorts of knickknacks. The stadium's architecture is stunning. That famous honeycomb structure on the exterior looks even more impressive close up. Even with low crowds and freezing cold, this place feels monumental. Now I'm outside walking the outer ring of the bird's nest and wow, this place is massive. The pathways are color-coded, helping visitors navigate this huge complex. Every now and then I stop at a lookout point to admire how the colors of the stadium change as the sun sets. The fading light and the glow of the stadium create an unreal atmosphere. I also notice snowmaking machines running, which means they're preparing for some upcoming winter event. Would love to see it in action. I spot something interesting, a sign pointing to an observation deck. I had read about this online, so now it's my mission to find it. But staying focused is tough. The views are so distracting, especially with the birdcage style structure around the stadium. The deep red glow of the steel beams against the darkening sky is mesmerizing. As I walk, I feel lucky to have timed this so perfectly. This is sunset hour and the stadium's transformation from day to night is breathtaking. Some say this is the most beautiful stadium in the world. Standing here, I totally get why. Now it's time to make the ascent. The observation walkway is about 6 to 8 flights up, winding through small, narrow staircases. There is an elevator, but it looks like it's reserved for handicap. Besides, I could use the extra warmth from moving. Climbing stairs is actually helping me fight this cold. The wind, the heights, the view. I reach the top level and immediately the wind hits hard. It's even colder up here, and that windshield is brutal. The walkway itself is made of steel grates, so every step produces this metallic echo. It adds to the eerie, futuristic feel of this massive stadium. Looking down, I see the bird's nest stretching out below me, its massive frame glowing in the evening night. At first, I thought this was just one lookout point, but I quickly realized you can actually walk along the entire upper rim of the stadium. And in the distance, I see people strolling along the edge, taking in the incredible panoramic views. I reach what I believe is the best lookout point, and the view is nothing short of breathtaking. From here, I could see the water cube glowing blue in the distance, the city lights of Beijing stretching beyond, and the stadium itself fully illuminated. The wind is cutting through me though, but I barely notice. I'm just too busy soaking in this moment. Now this is what I came for. From up here, you can see the entire park glowing beneath you, stretching out towards the Beijing skyline. It's looking like a sci-fi movie come to life. But does this view make the Olympic Park a must visit at night? This might just be the best view in Beijing. But does a killer view automatically make it the best night spot? Let's wrap it up. As I make my way back down, I can't stop looking around. Every angle of the stadium feels different, especially now that the lights are fully on. It's even more breathtaking from below than it was from the top. They've turned on all the snowmaking machines, adding to the winter ambiance. It's clear they're preparing for a festival or an event, or I can only imagine how amazing this place must look when it's all packed with people. Now comes the real challenge, finding the exit. Sounds simple, right? Nope. This place is massive, and I realize that if I go out the wrong way, I might end up walking around the entire stadium in freezing weather. The later it gets, the thinner the crowd becomes, but it still doesn't feel empty, just quieter, more reflective. One thing's for sure, this place holds memories. From Olympic moments to concerts to national events, millions of people have passed through here, and now I'm part of that story too. A well-deserved meal after all that cold? Food. I need food. I find this cozy little cafe near the stadium, and the best part, it's practically empty. A perfect escape from the freezing air. This place has a quirky bowling pin theme, which is both unexpected and oddly fun. I spot a guy ahead of me and, looks completely indecisive, but been there, buddy. But not tonight. Tonight I know exactly what I want. Hot tea and chicken nuggets. Classic, simple, and warm. I pull up my translation app just to make sure there's no confusion, even though chicken nuggets seems to be universally understood. The cashier gets it immediately, and within seconds, I scan Alipay. Seriously, paying for things in China is ridiculously fast. The meal cost about 46 won, not bad at all. Now, it's time to find a seat, shed some layers, and thaw out. First bite, these nuggets taste just like McDonald's. Actually, they might even be fresher. Piping hot, crispy, and exactly what I needed. 10 out of 10 winter survival food. The tea, pure warmth in a cup. This is my recharge moment. After walking through the freezing cold of the Beijing Olympic Park, this simple meal is absolute perfection. I feel fully revived now, but before I leave, I have to check out the gift store. From the outside, I see a large crowd gathering. That's usually a sign that something is worth seeing or buying inside. So of course, I go in. Inside the store, it's eerily quiet. The salespeople are thrilled to have a customer, which makes me feel a little guilty for just browsing. I have one rule. I always browse gift stores, even if I don't buy anything. Chinese gift stores are so different from American ones. The layout, the colors, the types of products, everything feels uniquely local. And of course, there are pandas everywhere. This is the national stadium, so it makes sense that their national animal is the star of the merchandise. Plush pandas, panda pillows, panda mugs, you name it, they have it. The problem? I'm kind of running out of suitcase space. And as much as I'd love a giant panda plushie, I just can't justify it. Still, fun to look. Right outside the gift shop, there's a big photo booth and people are lining up for pictures. I pass on waiting in line, but I take a moment to soak in the scenery. The way the bird's nest and water cube glow against the night sky, it's unreal. Now, it's fully dark and the colors are even more intense. The water cube is a blinding neon blue and the bird's nest burns a deep orange red. This place isn't just lit, it's lit. As I take in my final views of Olympic Park, I realize I need to figure out where to get a taxi. This place is huge and there's no roads running through the main plaza, meaning I have to find an actual pickup point. I notice that most of the crowd is heading towards this one direction, so that's where I go. And honestly, there seem to be more people here at night than during the day. Makes sense, the night views are unbeatable. Walking into the park, my first reaction, this place is straight up cinematic. The bird's nest isn't just a stadium, it's radiating red like molten lava, while the water cube is cycling through colors like a giant mood ring. It's giving off serious futuristic cityscape energy. But is that enough to make it Beijing's top night spot? Or is it just another overhyped Instagram hotspot? It's visually stunning, no doubt, but I need to know, do people actually do anything here at night? Or is it just a spot to grab some cool photos and head home? Let's dig deeper. Walking back down, I still keep stopping to look back. Even from the lower levels, the stadium's glow is mesmerizing. By now, the snowmaking machines are in a full swing, creating a magical winter scene. It's clear they're gearing up for something big. Final verdict, if you're in Beijing, this is a must-see at night. Even if you're not a sports fan, even if you don't follow the Olympics, the experience of seeing this place glow after dark is unforgettable. So, what do you think? Is Olympic Park the best night spot, or is there somewhere better? That's a wrap for today's episode of Alex Travels Far podcast. Thanks for coming along on this journey. If you've enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Want more travel stories? You can find me on YouTube at Alex Travels Far Vlogs, where I share even more adventures and in-depth travel guides. Want exclusive travel tips and behind-the-scenes updates? Sign up for the Alex Travels Far newsletter. You'll get exclusive vlog updates, exact Google Map locations, expert travel tips. It's free, no spam, just real travel insights straight to your inbox. Sign up now at alextravelsfar.com. Until next time, keep exploring, keep traveling, and as always, travel far.